Greetings, everyone. This is Facebook Live. My name is Bryon Smith, and I'm part of the Consciousness Creator Summit. And today, I will be talking about transformation. Transforming your mind, which equals transforming your life. But before I get started, I would like to welcome everyone. I would like to welcome everyone here. Hello, Ali. Hello, Cindy. And I would also like to take this time to send out a special thanks and a shout out to Tony Doyle and Colette Leosi for their amazing energy for kicking this summit off. I just want to give them a round of applause, and I thank you very much. Hard act to follow, but I'm glad to be part of this team with you. Thank you, Colette, and thank you, Tony. Again, my name is Bryon Smith, and I create self-empowerment music. And a lot of you might wonder what that is. Well, the music that I create, the lyrical content, is intended to help you think positive and to help you keep a positive mindset, help your mind focus on positivity and love and creativity and peace and happiness and your goals, and as well as embracing, observing, learning, and growing through the adversities of life. Hello, Colette, I see you. Michael, how you doing? So, I've been doing this self-empowerment music for about 3 years now, and prior to that, I was creating a more urban style music, harder core style music, because the music that I create is hip hop music, of course, and that's what I'm inspired to create, is hip hop lyrics, and I like to write poetry and rhyming words, and I feel that I have a gift to put words together. And the music that I was creating prior to this, like I said, was a more urban style hip hop music. And throughout my journey, as I've grown and as I've researched and as I've listened to my inner voice and the universe, I've decided and been convicted to make more of a uplifting, a style of music that was more uplifting and helpful rather than damaging. And I could remember a time that I was sitting in my studio and writing the lyrics that I used to write, and tears came to my eyes, where I was like, well, something's not right. I was writing this music that really wasn't coming from my heart. It was actually music that I felt that was cool, that everybody else was doing. I felt like I was another person inside of myself, trying to be something that I wasn't, and creating this music, that was trendy, that I felt everybody else was doing, and I knew that I wanted to create something different. But even prior to that, but I kept right on going. But at that particular moment, I stopped, and I just listened to my inner voice, and I stopped writing. And from that point on, that was about 3 years ago, I stopped creating that type of music and started researching, watching seminars of self-empowerment by people like Tony Robbins and Bob Proctor and Abraham Hicks and Wayne Dyer, to name a few, and just a lot of other people. My favorite philosopher, Ralph Waldo Emerson, and just watching these self-empowerment coaches and leaders and teachers, and they just spoke to me. And along with the adversities that I was going through in life, teaching me, just redirected my mind to help me to create, music that is empowering and helpful and uplifting to humanity instead of destructive and hurtful. So, and I believe that music is a very powerful tool. What we listen to makes an impression on our subconscious mind, and our subconscious mind is connected to our conscious mind. Now, I believe that the subconscious mind, from what I've researched, subconscious mind is the part of the mind that picks up things around us that we're not aware of. Like you're around certain conversations, or just the music that you listen to. You pick up a part of that. The conversation you have, the people that you're around, without even knowing. Even if you tell yourself consciously that you're blocking that out, your subconscious mind picks that up. So you have to be very aware of what you put yourself around. Now, I've had a lot of people. Hello, Paul. Hello, John. Hello, Ali. I already said hello, Ali. How you doing? John, how you doing? I believe that, what was I saying? Yeah, that what you put yourself around has a direct impact on what happens in your life. Like, I've had people come up and tell me, Lute, I've been reading your post, I've been listening to you, and I'm thinking and I'm talking positive, and it seems like it's not happening for me. Things aren't changing for me. And so what I would ask, like, for instance, I remember one time when a person came to me and told me this very thing. Like, they called me in the morning and said, you know what, I woke up this morning, I said these positive things to me, and I still don't feel it. And it was a few hours after they woke up. So what I asked them was, okay, you woke up, you said a few positive things to yourself, right? Okay, so what was the first encounter that you had when you got to work? What were you talking about? And he told me, yeah, we were complaining about what's going to happen throughout the day, what's going to happen with the job. I said, okay, number one, there you go. I said, you started out speaking positive to yourself, and then you start engaging in a conversation that was not supportive of your inner peace by complaining. Yes, I do understand that things do happen on the job that we may not necessarily like, but instead of talking about a solution, you focused your energy on that problem, which brought your energy level down. And so what I'm saying is that no matter where you are, you can start this. And that inspires me to share with you this quote from one of my favorite empowerment high performance coaches. His name was Brendan Pritchard, and he says, none of us is shackled to our past or environment. That means no matter what's happened or what has happened before or where you are now, you can start. And it might not be as simple as just speaking positive affirmation to yourself. What I suggest and what I have learned through reading and in my own personal life, and I don't want anybody out there to think that I'm trying to come, on this live and preach to you like as if I'm not overcoming things. The things that I'm sharing with you are breakthroughs that are happening for me and things that I am overcoming at the same time. And I just feel so excited to share it with you as well. So that's why I'm here. And I feel that, like I said, it might not just, you have to do a lot more than just speak positive to yourself. You have to start changing what the conversations that you engage in. Start focusing more on the solutions rather than the problem. Yes, we need to talk out the problem, but only if it's leading to speaking about a solution. Start changing what you listen to on the radio. If you're not listening to, you should be listening to Bryon Smith only. But yeah, seriously, change what you're listening to on the radio and on television, news. I can tell you from my experience that for the last, I say 2 years, I really have cut out watching the news. I've cut out watching it because a lot of it, there's some informative things on there, but a lot of it is depressing, talking about killing and stimulating feelings of worry and animosity. So I've cut that out, and it has made a big difference in my mindset, what I think. It's not saying that I don't go through times where I feel, where I have feelings and thoughts that I don't want, that I perceive as something I don't want, but I'm able to just observe those thoughts, to just embrace those thoughts and really just allow them and just observe them and learn from them and let them go. And it's because I'm controlling the conversations that I have. And I know it's hard. You can't control every conversation that you have. Like if you run to the grocery store and someone comes talking to you about something, negative, but you can't stop that, but you can limit the time that you stand there and talk about that. Or you can wish them a good day and then keep going. But like I said, start out by just being aware of your conversation that you have with people. Not saying that every conversation that you have is going to be super exciting and positive and motivating, but just be aware of that. Start making subtle changes. It's not going to happen all at once. Just start being aware, and even when you are able to leave a conversation or an encounter and be able to point out, what, that conversation I just had was more about complaining, and it left me kind of depressed, or it made me feel sad or angry. Then you'll pick up on it and start being a lot better the next time. So I try to keep my energy level up and my positivity higher as to what I talk about and what I allow in my ears and what I absorb. So even when I watch television, I'm not going to say this, every now and then I might watch something that may not be, I would say, healthy for my subconscious mind, like a cop show or something like that, or Law and Order or something like that. But but for the most part, I have pretty much changed what I watch on TV. I watch a lot of do-it-yourself shows now, and a lot of cooking channels. Bobby Flay and Guy Fieri and just things of that. Barefoot Contessa. I love, my wife and I, we enjoy cooking and watching cooking shows as well. But yeah, start there, because what I'm here to do is not come up with a remedy for you, but really just to guide you in the direction towards your higher self. And that's what I believe that the music that I'm inspired to create does. It's really not to just tell you what to do, because you have to follow your heart. And I even believe that even a lot of people that I follow, like I mentioned, a philosopher that I read his books, Ralph Waldo Emerson, or Bob Proctor, or Abraham Hicks, or just a number of Brendan Burchard, and a number of other people that I follow. I don't necessarily have to agree with 100% with everything that they say, although I do try to research people that are doing or have accomplished what I want to do, and I try to model myself after them. But at the same time, I might not agree with everything that they say. And that leads me to another quote by the great martial artist Bruce Lee, philosopher Bruce Lee, who I'm a big fan of, who said, he said, take what's useful and discard what's not, and whatever you take that's useful, make it uniquely your own. Which to me means that, if you get something good out of what somebody's saying, take that. And if something doesn't resonate with you, discard it. It doesn't mean that you have to dislike the whole person or write the whole person off just because they say something that you might not disagree with. But if you can learn something, and I believe that even people that we perceive as people that we do not per se like, we can still learn from them too. Things of what not to do and how not to be and what not to think. So I appreciate all the wonderful compliments that's coming up on the feed. Tanya, Pamela, hello. How are you? And that's leading me into I want to share with you briefly a song of mine that a lot of you probably heard already. It's called Transformational Butterfly, and it talks about transformation, and it's a really personal song that really I'm sharing with you feelings of how I felt to transforming my life into reaching towards my higher self. A lot of you probably heard it from an advertisement that it's attached to, that was advertising this Conscious Creator Summit. So I'm going to try to cue that up for you so you can listen to it, and I hope you enjoy it. And again, this is hip-hop music. There's some of you that probably say, I don't listen to hip-hop music. Guess what? I don't listen to it like I used to either. But I am inspired. That's the type of music that I am inspired to create. That's what I know how, and that's what the universe pours out to me, inspires me to create as a funnel to create through, as a conduit. So again, this is a transformational butterfly.
Transforming your life is a very
Can you
powerful
guys hear that?
and exciting thing to undertake. Think about this word transform. Break it down into two words, if you will. The second word is form. It means the physical world
Tony Doyle,
that we
what's
live
up,
in,
man?
and all the boundaries that we experience in our life. That's our form. It's our body.
The heart feels, the mind thinks. I'm so emotional and almost to the brink of feeling like I just can't cope. I know adversity is just part of my growth, but I fight against my demons that are steaming, trying to keep me feeling lost. Or could I just be dreaming? The universe tells me look deep within. I feel the warmth of the sun, I feel the wind on my skin. Please help me align so that I flow. I ask God to enlighten me so I know every decision I make reflects my life. I'm still trying to determine whether I'm right. My mother says that I'm lost and that I've changed, because I no longer think with her the same. What she don't understand, she labels evil. She says I carry myself like I am regal. Butterfly, I emerge from my cocoon. I used to be a caterpillar, crawling along, now I fly. Butterfly, I emerge from my cocoon. No longer with conformity, I think for myself, now I'm free. I have nothing in common with the friends I used to have. I think of what I used to do and I can't help but laugh. Then I start to cry, a teardrop in my eye, reflecting what I used to believe and it was all a lie. The weakness of my flesh, submit to my desires, had me living life with my hand over the fire. Drink till I get numb, I need a new prescription. Life was breaking me down, almost to a submission. Was it contradiction, or was it congruent with the things I listened to and spoke about fluent? With this energy that I was attracting, was it really me, or was I just acting? No time out, just go. This time around I know that I am self-empowered by the universe for sure. And it is never over, it's just another chapter. I try my best to end the day with gaiety and laughter. Butterfly, I emerge from my cocoon. I used to be a caterpillar, crawling along, now I fly. Butterfly, I emerge from my cocoon. No longer with conformity, I think for myself, now I'm free.
And then trans, which is a prefix that is put in front of our form. And the prefix trans means to go beyond, to soar above, to go past. So transforming really means going beyond your form. That is, going beyond the limits of your body.
I hope you all enjoyed that, and I hope you could hear the lyrics. If not, you can find it a snippet of it on my YouTube channel, Enlightened, Empowered, Evolved, or you can go to you can go to YouTube and search Luke Bryon Smith and find me, and I have a lot of inspirational music and slideshows and that's connected with quotes that you can listen to. But I would like to share another. Well, first I wanted to tell you guys that the voice that was in that song that was sharing that insight was the late great Wayne Dyer, and he didn't actually put that in there. I did, because I was inspired by listening to that particular segment on YouTube. So I want to thank the late great Wayne Dyer and for his inspiration for helping me to create that song. I'm a big fan of Wayne Dyer's. And I would like to share another quote. by one of my favorite philosophers by the name of Ralph Waldo Emerson. I'm sure a lot of you heard of me talk about him, but he was a philosopher in the early 1900s, English philosopher, and just a beautiful writer. Just one of the most beautiful writers that I've ever encountered. So I read his books, and I'm a big fan of Ralph Waldo Emerson's. But it's a simple quote, and it says, "Always do what you're afraid to do." And when he wrote that quote, I don't think he meant to jump off a building without a parachute or to stand in the middle of rush hour traffic. But I do think he meant that if you have any inspirations or goals, to not be afraid to head towards them, to start taking steps to get them accomplished. Or if you have some changes that you feel that need to be made in any area of your life, don't be afraid to do that. And that's why that quote means so much to me. I even have a t-shirt, a picture of wearing Mr. Emerson and that quote on my Facebook photos. You can look in Luke Smith quotes on my profile, and you can go down and find me in that t-shirt at Ralph Waldo Emerson. I was fortunate enough to search the internet and find it, and it's one of my favorite shirts there. Very unique, and I get a lot of compliments, and a lot of people ask me about that. And I would like to take this time to open up any questions. If you have any questions about the song that I just played, or about anything, about just anything, even if you already know, a lot of things that I read from people, I'm not saying all of it, but a lot of things a lot of quotes I already know, but just to get it reaffirmed and to solidify it over and over helps me to get it. It helps me to learn, because we don't always do what we know, and we know that, but to talk about it. And another quote that I like to say, I don't know who it's by, but I use it a lot, and it says, "You teach best what you need to learn." And that means that you might be overcoming it, and you can still teach it, because you're going to have a lot of passion when it comes to teaching it or sharing. I like to say sharing. I don't like to consider myself a teacher, because I'm a student. I'm always learning, and I'm always open to learn. I like to talk. I really do like to talk a lot, but I do like to listen, and that's why it gives me a lot to talk about. So, Karina Sosa Smith, how are you? I believe that's my wife. She said, "What inspired you to create that song?" Well, like I mentioned earlier, was Wayne Dyer. When I heard that segment about him talking about transformation and transforming yourself and just changing your mindset, it inspired me to write that song, as well as just listening to my inner voice that I needed to write a song. And when I write these songs, I feel like there's other people out there that want to be, that are in the same headspace as me, that they want to be inspired. And like I said, the music that I create is not to preach to you, but it's just to help you to stay in that mindset, to feed your subconscious mind some positive material, some positive lyrical content, to help impress on your conscious mind. And when you start purposely impressing healthy things on your subconscious mind, you'd be surprised how things turn around, how things just, a path opens up, and just a lot of amazing things will happen. Just the way that you feel, and less stress, and less just anger, and just how to deal with the changing emotions. Not saying you won't have anger, but you'll be able to observe and learn from it a lot better than you used to, and be able to handle it. And just it does work miracles to start purposely watching what you read, and watching what you listen to, and the conversations that you have, and the people that are around you. We have any more questions? How does music help with your self-empowerment? How does it help you, or how does it help me? Well, it helps me. When I first started creating this music, I basically created it for myself, just so it could be like a subconscious voice of my own voice speaking to me in my head. So I started out just saying affirmations. I didn't put it in hip-hop music to begin with, but I started to make the music because I said, wait a minute, I already know how to create hip hop music. I already know how to rap. Why don't I start taking some of this stuff that I'm learning in these self-empowerment books, these spiritual books, these personal development books, and start putting it into music? So I started making it really for myself until I shared it with some other people that said, you have an obligation. It is your duty to share this with people, because this is going to help people as well as yourself. You cannot keep this to yourself. So I listened to it. I listened to the person that told me that, and I haven't looked back. So I enjoy sharing it, and I enjoy the feedback and the stories I get, in regards to the music, especially when people tell me that they don't even listen to that genre of music, but yet they like what I'm creating, and they're inspired by the lyrics that I say. That means so much to me. It means a lot to me. When am I releasing my second album? Okay, Ali, I just submitted a couple of days ago. It's going through a process where I just submitted it to a broker, which puts it up on all the digital platforms like iTunes and Apple Music and Spotify and Pandora, and it takes a few days to go through that process. They have to check the the clarity of the album, of course, and the artwork that goes along with it. But any day now, I should be hearing something back. I'll get an email that tells me, hey, your album is up and running. So any day now, I put it up on the 1st of January, and it should take no longer than a week, and it should be ready to go. Thank you, Lori. Love you too. And I also, before I go, I wanted to make sure that I let you guys know that tomorrow, look out for the great, I'm a big fan of his. His name is Jason Stevenson. He'll be on at 4 p.m. Eastern, 1 p.m. Pacific, and I believe that's 8 a.m. in Australia. But it'll be on Saturday. And I want you guys to look out for him tomorrow. And hopefully I can join in and watch him too, because I'm really inspired by him. Okay, I'll keep you posted. Wonderful. Okay. I will share the link to the new album into the group, Paul. I will. Yeah, it will be on Google Music too, Jenny. I hope I said your name right with the G, Jenny. And yeah, you can find my other music, also my other album, Truth, on Google Music as well. Just look up Bryon Smith. It's on, like I said, Spotify and Apple Music and iTunes. And Karina Smith again. Is there any books that you recommend to read for self-empowerment? Oh yes, I'm glad you reminded me. Now, what inspired me on my journey, a big inspiration for me when I first started my self-empowerment journey, was a book by Justin Perry called I Wish I Knew This 20 Years Ago. After I read that book, it touched something so deep in my soul that it's just a light went off. Like this, when something just feels like this is right. It's not insulting my soul, my intelligence, my everything. And after I read that book by Justin Perry, it just led me to read like The Secret by Rhonda Byrne, and Thoughts Are Things by Bob Proctor, and Think and Grow Rich by Napoleon Hill, and High Performance Habits by Brendan Burchard, and just a number of other books. And I haven't stopped. Now I'm an avid reader. I read more than I watch television or social media. I'm a bookworm now. So I appreciate everybody. Coming in, and I hope that this was informative to you, that this was encouraging to you, that it helped you in some kind of way, or helped to remind you or solidify what you already know, and that the music was inspiring to you. And I hope to see you next Thursday when I come on at 5 p.m. Pacific time. So thanks everybody for showing up and for watching me, and for those who are going to watch me on the replay, I appreciate it. Thank you very much, Lori, Colette, Allie, everyone. Thank you. I'll see you soon. Peace, love, and happiness be with you.